Welcome back to the Back 40 Firewood channel, everyone. Back here in the wood yard, and yep, I'm looking for some more feedback from all of you wood hounds out there. I greatly appreciate all the feedback I got from the pallet totes. They have been working out pretty nice. You can see right over there, I've got 1, 2, 3 of them filled up and stacked away over there. So yeah, and then I got one more right there that I'm going to fill out. I did kind of like, you know how Iron Man has a couple different suits that he modifies. I did end up making another one where the forks go in the other way, like in between the top and bottom boards. I did lose a little bit of space for the front of the log table to fit into it, but I think it pretty much equals out holding the same amount of wood. And one other thing, I know there was a lot of comments about how, why don't I just stack the wood into the pallet? And I guess the thought process for me is the stacking is the whole step that I'm trying to avoid. So by just letting the wood fall off the splitter and just push it right into those totes, I avoid having to go stack it. So if I were to stand here and stack it from the splitter into the tote, then it's kind of the same as just taking it over and stacking it in a stack. I guess for me anyway, that's kind of my thought process. But anyway, so my thought process on another topic that's coming up here, approaching soon, winter in the wood yard. Right now, I have just this shade canopy over top of the splitter, and it serves its purpose. It keeps the rain off, keeps everything dry back here. But for the winter, I don't think it's going to be strong enough to support the snow load. And the other thing is, I know that last winter, for those that have been following the channel along, in the spring, my splitter was frozen. And I had said, okay, I want to get something, over top of the splitter so I don't have to deal with that, so I can keep the snow off of it. But that was before I had the Coyote. So now my thought process has slightly changed just because of the ability to hook up the Coyote to the splitter and move it, during the winter if I need to. Or with the bucket, I can push snow away from one spot, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem accessing the splitter during the winter. The problem is going to be keeping the snow off of it. So I had mentioned before, and sorry for the wind, it's another windy day here in Wisconsin. I had mentioned before how I kind of wanted to get something maybe a little more permanent and a little more, sturdy than just that shade shelter. So I've kind of been tossing around 3 different options. The one thing is, and this is the big X factor, is I'm not quite sure yet where in the wood yard here I would want to possibly put like more of a permanent structure. So let me just give you a little view around here of things, and then I will discuss the 3 options that I'm kind of considering, and get you guys to weigh in, and then maybe give me some other ideas or options. So right now in the wood yard, I have this little access trail that goes down this side right here. And then I have another one down this side that goes up and connects around there. Right now I have the splitter situated right there, which works nice because I can, drive in with the bucket, pick the forks, get the totes. I can bring wood and drop it off to the side. So the current location of where I have the splitter works good for now, but I'm just not sure I would want to have that as like a permanent position for it. I do have this great big brush pile right here that's taking up a lot of space. I'm going to be dealing with that shortly. I have another brush pile back there that's also taking up some space. Just walk back here and show you that. So once I get this cleaned out and taken care of, I will have more space here to utilize up on this hillside. And then next year, if I move these stacks back a little bit, I might have some more room here. But here's the other vantage point. So there's the one trail that comes down and then it loops around here. I do have this space here in the center of the two little access roads. Like I have one little spot here between these stacks, and then I have another spot right over here. And this is the point, this is the place right here where I'm thinking for the winter I might move the splitter, and that way I can have good access right in here for clearing snow out or bringing in totes or the carryall to split onto. I can drive over here with the bucket, drop wood off if I had the splitter facing this way. I could also face the splitter this way, and then I could drive in to pick up totes or split onto the carryall that way, and then drop off wood right over here with the tractor, you know, whether logs or rounds, whatever. So the three options that I'm thinking about and kind of tossing around, and one of the big X factors again is I'm not quite sure where I exactly want to put this thing anyway, so I don't want to make it too permanent. But the three things I've been thinking about, the one is I believe it's called like a shed in a box. It's by Shelter Logic. It's 12 by 20, so it's a good size, and it's like 9 feet high, I believe. So I could even potentially drive the tractor into it as well. So one of the things with that is, however, it's boxed in pretty good, and I've heard that they don't really have a lot of ventilation, and in the winter they can build up a lot of condensation on the inside. So that's the one downside. The other downside is it's $500. It does handle the snow load pretty good, but being that it's so, I guess, enclosed, I don't think I would be able to run the splitter inside of it. So I would have to be pulling the splitter out to use it. So that is another little downside. The other option is like a steel carport with like steel siding, steel roof. Those are a little bit more permanent. You can move them around, but there again, the one I was looking at was like 12 by 20, but I think it was only 7 feet high. The sides were open, so I would be able to run the splitter inside of it. But the problem there is it's $1,000 or more. 1,100, something like that. So then that brings me to my third option that I was thinking about, and that involves using this big stack of boiler wood, that tree in the corner, this tree right here, and then I have 4 trees, that one, and then this one. So what I was thinking is taking like a big heavy duty tarp, like 20 by 20 tarp, putting it up over the top of this stack of wood, fastening it to the trees in the corner, and then park the splitter over here, and then I can just throw the tarp over top of the splitter, and when I come back in to use the splitter, I can throw the tarp back up, move the splitter a little bit if I need to. I've got plenty of room here if I want to come with the splitter this way or have the splitter facing that way. I can move the splitter around, and if I needed to, like say it was lightly snowing or something and I had to be back here splitting, I could also then take the other corners of the tarp and rig something up where I can hook it up onto a tree and onto that tree, and then have the corners out here hooked up so I could actually kind of be underneath a temporary shelter. And then at the end of the day, unhook them, just let the tarp fall down, put anchors on the corner, and I'd have that big wall of wood as the backdrop, and it would be basically holding the tarp up. I'd have the splitter right next to the stack of wood. So I don't know, those are my options. The shed in the box, $500. The steel carport, $1,000. Or a big heavy duty tarp for $50. And what that will allow me to do then is, keep figuring out what I want to do back here in the wood yard, and I can kind of keep things more mobile. Like, I can roll that tarp up, move the splitter out if I need to, I can plow the snow alongside here, pull the splitter out. I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards just the big tarp over the wood pile and then covering the splitter. Because like I said, last year the challenge was I didn't have any way to really move the splitter around. Now that I have the tractor, I can plow snow and I can hook it up and pull it wherever I would need to go. Or I can bring the wood right to it. So I could bring the wood over, dump it, maybe even put some of that under the tarp, who knows. But let me know what you guys think. I'll put, like I said, the carport steel, the box in the shed, or the heavy duty tarp. And I mean, like I said, I'm kind of leaning towards the tarp just because it's cheap. It will be effective, and it will give me, you know, more time to just kind of get situated back here, clean up these brush piles, and maybe, you know, figure out that my best plan of attack is maybe eventually future plans, like back there in the corner where that one big brush pile is, maybe have like an actual little shed built, you know, that I can park things in, I can have access to it, clean out that hillside. I don't know. That's the problem, is I just don't know. And I don't like getting locked into something like building a shed right here and then that's where I'm locked into it, and I always have to be using that. I like the options, like this thing right here. You know, I've moved that 3 times, I think, since I got it. I had it over here, I had it over there, and now I have it over there. So I always like to have those options. So yes, let me know what you guys think. You know, like I said, I really appreciate all your feedback. I'm really grateful for everyone in this community giving me feedback and, you know, giving me information to just take in and, you know, and make a decision on. So that'll do it for this video. Nothing too exciting, just making plans for the winter in the wood yard. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.